My name is Corinne Deanna. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a few tips on things to plan for before you go on a hike, or just what you should really think about before going on a hike, or maybe to help you realize maybe you're not quite ready for the hike that your friends are wanting to go on. So let's get on into this video. So recently I went hiking at Yosemite Valley, it's in California, with my boyfriend's family, his sister, his parents. We hiked up Upper Yosemite Falls. I had heard that it was a really strenuous hike, but I didn't really think much of it. I've been on a few hikes over the past couple of years, so I just figured I'll be good, I'll just go for it. Yeah, not so much. So to give everybody a little bit of backstory, before I was about 17, I never really did anything outdoorsy. I went to the beach if my family was going there, but we never went hiking, we never went camping, never did any of that. And then when I got into about my senior year of high school, I had a few friends that were really into that, and so I figured why not? I've never done it before, and I've really gotten into it as I got into photography and hiking. Really didn't think much of it, but now that I look back, I probably should have thought about it more. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few tips on what to prepare for if you're doing a more strenuous hike. Tip number 1, get up early. Get up early. I can't express enough how important it is to actually make sure you're getting to the hike early on. Especially if you're hiking during the summertime, you really want to make sure that you're getting there early so you're not hiking middle of the day when it's 1,000 degrees outside, depending on where you are. Even if you're up in the mountains, it can get pretty hot because you are closer up there, and so the sun can be like beating down on you. Going into number 1 a little bit is make sure you have sunscreen. Sunscreen is your best friend, especially if you have a lighter skin tone. I've noticed over the years, and maybe some of you can agree with me, that as I got older, I had to stay inside more for school and work and blah, 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 blah. And so I wasn't going outside as much as I used to when I was a kid, and so your girl burns a little more than she used to. Number 2, and this one's really, really important, guys, check online to see how long it was, to see the approximate time it usually takes people to get up there, just to kind of gauge. If we had thought more logically, we probably would have left a lot earlier and been able to be up there for longer. So we're planning on leaving our house in Fresno to Yosemite at around 7 in the morning. It takes about 2-ish hours to get there, so we would have gotten there around 9, maybe 9:30 depending on traffic, and we would have been able to start around 10. Now, if you think about it, that's not a terrible time to get started. It's still pretty early in the morning, good overall. But, and this is where you kind of have to think a little bit, it was Labor Day weekend. It was a Saturday, so already a lot of people would be going on a Saturday anyways, and you have a holiday, and everyone wasn't prepared, and we ended up leaving around 8:30. It was way, way crowded, so it was really hard to find parking, it was hard to get into the park, and we ended up not starting our hike until around noon. Now, if this is an hour hike, that's not too bad, right? I mean, it takes you an hour to get up there, you're up there by 2. Upper Yosemite Falls, everybody. It takes 4 freaking hours to get up there. So we didn't start till 12:30. Took us, I think, 4 hours and 45 minutes to get up there, which is pretty good. The average is about 4 hours for about 4 miles. We didn't get up there till around 5 or 6, and then we had to get down. And getting down takes approximately like half the time that it took you to get up there, if not like a little bit more. We ended up not heading down till around 6:30, and we got down around 9:30. So it took us about 3 hours to get down, and so we were going down in the dark. So you do want to avoid putting yourself in bad situations like that. Tip number 3 kind of goes into number 2. Make sure that the trail that you're wanting to hike is open. This didn't really relate when I went hiking recently, because it's summer. But if you're planning on going hiking in February or December, and you're going up into the mountains, you might not be able to because it might be snowing, it might be raining, they might just close the trail. I've had this happen to me before. I was planning on going up to Glacier Point, also in Yosemite, and the road was closed because it was completely frozen over. So you really got to check that beforehand, because you don't want to drive all the way up there or take a long ride all the way to wherever and find out that it's closed. So internet is your friend. Tip number 4, make sure you have adequate shoes. Don't wear your cute little Nikes that you love and you think are so cute. Don't wear like flip-flop. Oh god, I saw a couple people on there wearing flip-flops, and I was stress. Really get some good like hiking shoes that you feel comfortable in, and make sure you break them in before. You don't want to go up hiking with brand new shoes that you've never worn and then get a bazillion blisters all over your feet, especially if you're hiking that long. You can definitely wear tennis shoes. A couple of the people that I went with were wearing tennis shoes, and that's totally fine. Just make sure they're not something that you wear as cute shoes. Make sure they're shoes that you wear as like hiking shoes or running shoes that you don't mind getting dirty. Tip number 5, bring adequate equipment. Make sure you have jackets if it's cold outside. Maybe you think you're going to be hiking at night. Maybe bring a flashlight or a headlamp, so that way you're not struggling to get up there as much as you have to. Number 6, this is a big one because I don't do this. I'm a terrible person and I don't do this. Make sure you eat before you go. I did not eat before I went on my hike, so I basically hiked up there on nothing. 4 hours switchbacks and going uphill and going downhill, mainly just going uphill, and I didn't eat more than a Lunchables basically. So really make sure you get like a good meal in you before you start your hike. Doesn't matter if you're going hiking for 30 minutes, if you're hiking for 17 hours. You need to have something substantial in you, and going into that, make sure you bring food to snack along the way. You don't want to get halfway up and start feeling dizzy and have to turn around. It sucks. So make sure you bring food, eat food before, eat food during, eat food after, eat all the food. Number 7, have a designated time that you're going to come back down. We didn't really set a time that it was like, if we're not up there by 7 p.m., we need to turn around. I think if one of you is uncomfortable climbing in the dark, if you're like, all right, if this happens, we need to turn around. I've had this happen several times where people don't really voice their opinions on how they feel about something, and they end up being miserable, and you don't want people to be miserable while you're hiking. When I was going to Upper Yosemite Falls, there was a guy that we passed on our way down, and he looked so uncomfortable because his friends basically forced him to do the hike. So you don't want to do that to your friends. Talk to them if they really get freaked out. Be willing to turn around. I know it sucks, but you shouldn't be freaking out your friends for no reason. Number 8, this one's really important. Don't do a really strenuous hike by yourself. Definitely bring a friend, someone that can kind of like encourage you, talk to you, especially if it's a really hard hike. It's a lot more enjoyable if you have someone with you, and it just makes the overall experience a lot more memorable. You have someone to take pictures of you when you get up there to be like, hey, I made it to the top. And you have someone to take pictures with, so definitely consider that on your next hike. This one actually is the most important. Bring lots of water. Please do not forget the water. When we went hiking the other day, I brought my big ol' Hydro Flask, and I also brought a plastic water bottle, and that wasn't enough. Look online, figure out how much water you should be drinking, and then bring more water. Now looking back, I should have brought at least like 2 more bottles of water. Literally the only saving grace was we found a little tiny stream. We basically ran out of water on our way up, so it would have been really nice to have 2 more extra water bottles most likely, but that little stream was really nice. Okay guys, so I hope this helped you out with any of your hiking fears, your hiking stresses, your hiking, I don't know. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. This is like my first YouTube video, so I don't even know. Is anybody even gonna watch this? I don't even know. I will have my Instagram and everything right here maybe, or put it down below. And please leave a comment, like, if you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see. I kind of have 1,000 ideas. I don't really know where I want to go with it. So leave comments, leave criticism, leave everything. Constructive criticism is my favorite thing. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.